we were at the Foundery back in October, and we were viewing the welding process, and then they were talking about women in welding and everything, and that's when the light bulb went off for Alvarez. And as she was, getting the explanation of the welding process, she then moved on to accidentally bumped into Mr. Festus, who was over there completing a project that he was doing for like laser scribing. So, she proceeded to ask him questions like, whoa, what is this about? Because he was doing something for a storefront.
That day he had a barber shop and a tattoo sign put together in one that someone was going to put in their shop, and it lit up once you put light behind it. It was really cool. I don't know how the conversation started, to be honest. I just know he asked me, like, how confident are you? Like, can you draw? Like, are you good at drawing? I was like, yeah, I guess. He's like, no, are you? It's a yes or no question. I was like, I guess. And he was like, no. My point is that you need to be confident enough to know that you are good enough. And after that, I was like, yeah, I'm really good at drawing. So what I learned from that is I have to be confident in myself to know that I am able to do things, and that, I don't have to second guess myself.
So she says, can you do a design that my sister did for me, for my mother? And he said, well, sure, why not? And then they began, just having a conversation, and she basically just explained to her about, the way that you can make money doing this, and you can make a living off this. And this is something he does part-time for kids in the inner city schools in Baltimore. So, he went from there. He just went along with, okay, well, let me explain it step by step.
I think this is a great program for cadets to be a part of, because some people, like young youth in our generation, they're so caught up in drugs and doing the wrong things and focusing on all the negativity outside of the program and outside of this program. And I think it's really great for young minds to open up and focus on the right things. Like, this is really cool. So instead of like selling drugs, they could sell little things like this for $5, $10, and then make bigger projects and do greater things and sell them for $70, $100. And this is really great for young kids and people who need to expand their imagination and think bigger instead of being simple-minded. So I really appreciate being here today.
For me, it was a learning experience. I said, wow, it's not about, it's not about how much you know. They really just know how much you care, because he showed that he cared about her feelings, and as far as understanding the process and wanting to learn something new that's very, it's going to be very beneficial for her in the future.